Hey guys, welcome to fourth video of Angular 5 series. In this video we will discuss about component, and as we know that component are basic building block of Angular 5. So in this video we will discuss the various part of component, and also we will discuss how we can add new component in Angular 5 application. So component are made of three parts. First one is template, which represent the view and it's created using HTML. It's used to provide user interface for your Angular application. Second part is a class, which is code that supports the view and it's created using TypeScript. Like any other programming language, this class contains properties and methods that can be used to control the logic of view. Like we can create method to show or hide element based on the value of that particular property. And finally, component has metadata that provide the information about that class. Using this information, the Angular decide the class is not a regular class, it's a component class. You can provide the information for a class using decorator function, and when we put decorator function and class together, it will create a component class. And finally, when we combine template, class and metadata, it will create a component for our Angular application. So let's move into our Angular application, which we have already created. It was our first application. In that we have app.component.ts file. You can find component class over there, which name is app component. It has one property, title property, and it has value, code for developers. It has also @component decorator, which have metadata contains over there. And it has one selector, which is used as a custom HTML. It has also template URL, which represent view. We can find that file over here, app.component.html. It contains the h1 tags and few other HTML. And you can see over here, it also used that title property which we declared in our component class. And third one is style URL, which provides the CSS to our view. Currently it's empty. One thing I want to mention over here is that the selector which we use is the custom HTML, which is used in index.html file over here. So when the application run, that HTML portion written in HTML file will render over here. So let's improve this application. For that we will create new component using Angular CLI. For that we will open the terminal. So let's go in view and click on integrated terminal. So now using Angular CLI we will create that new component. For that write command ng space g for generate, c for component, and give the name which you want to specify for your component. Here I will write first test component and just click enter. So the few notifications coming over here in our terminal. The 4 new files are created and 1 file is updated. So you can see over here the one folder is created, name as the first component. In that 4 new file is created. First is the first component.component.css. Second one is for HTML. Third one is the TypeScript file. And fourth one is spec.ts file, which is generally used for testing purpose. Right now we don't want this file, so we can simply delete that. So simply I will delete this file. Okay. And one another file is updated, that is app.module.ts file. Okay, so here you can see our new created component will be included in declaration array, and also it is imported in top of that module file. So whenever you are creating any component in your Angular application that must be imported in your main root module file like this, and it will must declared in your declaration array in your app.module.ts file. So let's discuss our newly created component. In first component TS file, we will find component class and decorator. That component class doesn't have any property and method, and the component decorator have metadata like selector, which represents the custom HTML tag, and the template URL, which represent HTML file path for that particular component, and style URL, which represents the CSS file path. The most important thing over here is our custom HTML tag, which represents the view for that particular component. And you can find in app component TS file there is one selector which is app root. It's also a custom HTML tag which represents the HTML view for this particular component. So now we will use this first component HTML in our app root component. So for that we have to move in our HTML file for app component and just remove this code. Okay, and we can just place our custom HTML of our first component over here. So you can see here that app component is our root component and the first component is a child component. So in the root component HTML, we bind our child component custom HTML tag. Just save this, and when we run this application using ng-serve and or npm start, this will run our application and we can find the changes. So when your project compiles successfully, move to your browser. You will find your application will running. There will be two messages. First is welcome to Code for Developers, which coming from root component, and here app component is our root component, and the second message was coming from child component, and here the first component is our child component. You can also write inline HTML code over here if you don't want to assign a path of HTML file. For that you have to change the template UR property to template, and it contains a string, so you can just remove the file path and write the code. Like hello world. Just save. So you can find the changes over here, but it's not good practice to write inline HTML code when the HTML code is too large. So it's better to make another HTML file and assign the path over here. If you want to add multiple line in your inline HTML, so you cannot add that code, but you can add the backtext sign over here and just remove this. So just like this, and when you write another, it will add the code in your HTML. Okay, so this sign you will find on your keyboard with besides the escape key. It's not a tilde sign but the backtext sign you can see here. Just like inline HTML, we can also apply inline CSS for our view. For that, we have to change this style URLs to style and apply CSS code in array like this, and just save this, and we can reflect the changes in browser. So here it will be applied. So let's summarize this video session. In this video session, we already discussed what is component and what are the part of components. We have already created component using Angular CLI, and we also discussed about the properties of the decorator. So that's it from this video session. If you like this video, then please subscribe our YouTube channel so you can get the notification about new videos. You can also subscribe our website codefordevelopers.com, where you can read latest articles and blogs about JavaScript, Angular, Ionic and C#. And you can also like our Facebook page Code for Developers and get the notification about latest post, and also tweet us on @C40_official, and you can mail us any technical query on contact@codefordevelopers.com. So see you in next video. Thank you.